Friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to see you guys back in the garden with me again today. It is going to be a wonderful day. We are pulling all of these amazing onions. Friends, I put a lot of work into these onions, and honestly, they're good, but they're not great. Could I leave them in here a little bit longer? Maybe. Am I going to? No. I did get a few large ones, and still, they're still alive. They haven't fallen over yet, but I'm gonna pull them anyways because I do not believe that they're gonna grow anymore. These guys, it's my own fault. I did it to myself. I overcrowded this box. I got super overzealous. Last time I grew onions, I had planted them in our ground box and they did really well, but I got arrogant, right? I thought, oh, I can grow these big onions and I can do more. Like they had so much space. I can pack a few more in there. So I did, and I was wrong. Now I do have some big guys. Like that's a pretty good sized onion. It's a really nice one. But unfortunately, the majority are more like this. Now this is still super edible and we're gonna enjoy them. But I don't wanna waste any more time. Okay, sorry. I don't wanna waste any more time like on these onions. So I wanna get this bed ready. I wanna pull all these guys and get it ready for the next crop. And I want to give it enough time because these have to cure. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm gonna do that. But in the meantime, we need to pull all the onions from this box and the onions from the smaller boxes, set them out on the table to cure, and then get to work on reconstituting this box and burning it and just doing the regular work for everything else. But this is my fault. Let me show you guys up close. So you guys, you see, they overcrowded in here. They didn't have enough space to move around. So I get a lot of this. And there's a few larger ones, but for the most part, this is already bent over. They're starting to dry. They're starting to be done. And this is about the size I'm getting. I put too many in here. I should have kept it at like 3 per row, and I did not do that. This is my own fault. The onions are great. They smell amazing, and they're gonna taste great. We're still gonna use these. It's just unfortunate. It's my overzealousness that did it. And you know, it's just the way it goes. We learn from our mistakes and we move forward, knowing what we can and can't do. I had never put onions into this box, and now I know for next year that I can't overcrowd the onions. I have to give them their room to wiggle and to grow. We're still gonna eat this. We're still gonna use them. But I know now the next year comes along that I can put 3 onions across and I'll get really big onions. And that's if I want the really, really big onions. Because these are perfectly acceptable. We can use these. So guys, for your onions to cure properly, you need to set them out in one long, flat row. So you need airflow is what you need. See, these guys are not laying on top of each other. They might be right next to one another, but they're not overcrowded like this. If you have overcrowding like this, you get moisture in there and they won't cure properly. You want these outside skins to get dry, and then they become like that paper, like the ones you get at the grocery store that you have to peel and cut those papers off. Well, you're trying to do the same thing here. That paper drying out on the outside is what keeps your onion protected for a long period of time. We obviously can't eat all of these onions at once. We need them to last a long time. So we're gonna set these out, get some good airflow, and cure. Now, this is South Florida. Humidity, Rex? Okay, humidity is a constant. And luckily right now, it's fairly dry out. It's not very humid, so we should be good to leave them outside for this week. If it like cuts a little rainy or something, I might have to transfer these to a table inside. But right now, the weather's looking good. I'm gonna keep picking onions and keep setting them out. You know what, I'm gonna do this and push them forward. I'd rather set them on top of the greens. Friends, this is a good example of you had them too close together. They fused right there. See that? Same thing happened right there. That's a perfect example. So friends, this is still a pretty impressive amount of onions, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not upset. This is still really good. They're small, but that's okay. They're still gonna get us through a good portion of the summer. And that's the important part. You see how they fuse together like this when they're too close together? That's a problem. They didn't have enough root space and anything, so it is what it is. I wasn't gonna keep, I don't wanna say wasting the space, but there's an old Kenny Rogers song which says you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. It's the truth. You gotta know when to do it. And I just decided it's time to fold them, walk away, because this, it was a good harvest, but it wasn't the best. I've done a lot better, and I will in the future. Now, I'm gonna let these guys cure. Even though they're this small, they still need to cure. I will come out here and check them every single day, because you've got to make sure that they're not rotting, that they have enough airflow, and you can spread it out and zhuzh them around a little bit so that they move. Sometimes you can put a fan if it's a little humid. I don't think we're gonna need that. We have a nice breeze going and it's not too hot out. This is gonna take a couple days, so we're gonna check back in about 3 days to show the progression of this. Last year, it took me, I want to say 2 weeks to dry them out completely for storage. And once they're dry, what I'll do is trim back all of these roots. I will cut them down. I will cut the tops off above the neck, but we're not there yet. They have to dry out. These leaves have to start drying and lose their green, and then we can move forward. But I'll show you, I'm gonna check back in about 3 days, and I'll show you exactly what this table of onions looks like.